Welcome back to Money Makes. My name is Callie, and today we're going to be making a rich and decadent flourless chocolate cake. So, if you are anything like me and love chocolate, you are absolutely going to devour this cake. It is so amazing, and I do want to point out that before we begin, although this is obviously a gluten-free cake, it is perfect for people with dietary restrictions. However, it is not exclusively for people with dietary restrictions. It's sort of like a brownie meets a chocolate souffle, and it is absolutely amazing, and everyone is going to love it. So, let's jump right in. But before we begin, as always, please remember to subscribe, like, share, chat in the comment section, and follow me on social media for more recipes and additional content. So let's go over the ingredients. We have some eggs, brown sugar, cocoa powder, a little bit of cinnamon. I have some butter that I've just roughly chopped into cubes, dark chocolate chips. I also have a little bit of, you could use instant coffee or espresso. You want it to be very, very strong. You could either reserve some coffee from maybe the morning, or you could use a little bit of water with a little bit of instant coffee. So you have options. I also have some vanilla, of course, some salt, and that is it. So let's get right into it. The first thing that we're gonna do is we are gonna melt our chocolate along with our butter. I'm doing this in a saucepan. You could do this in the microwave. And just, if you do it in the microwave, what you wanna do is make sure that you stir the chocolate along with the butter every like maybe 20 seconds or so, just to make sure nothing burns, nothing sticks. So I'm just gonna turn my burner onto about medium low. And I'm gonna let this warm up now and just continuously stir the chocolate with the butter until it is nice and smooth and creamy. Okay, so now that my chocolate and my butter are nice and creamy, what I'm gonna do is just set this aside for a moment. And we are going to whisk our eggs along with our brown sugar. And you want to whisk these two ingredients for about 4 minutes. And that might sound excessive, but you just have to trust me on this. You really want to incorporate some air into the eggs. This is what's going to give the cake some lift while it bakes in the oven, so do not skip this step. So set a timer, whisk for 4 minutes, and after 4 minutes, you'll notice that the eggs and the sugar are going to like increase in volume. They're also going to get a little bit more pale in color, and those are both indicators that it is good to go. So I'm just going to whisk this. 4 minutes later, I'll be back. Okay, so 4 minutes later, and as you can see here, the eggs and the sugar have gotten nice and frothy, so it's time to move on. So next what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add in this chocolate and butter, deliciousness, right on into the eggs, and I'm just gonna give this a whisk until it's nice and combined. Okay, so now that everything is nice and incorporated, don't forget to run a spatula around the bottom and the sides of the bowl just to make sure any batter isn't kind of left behind. Okay, so next up I have my springform pan here that I've just greased really generously with some butter or nonstick spray, and I've lined the bottom with some parchment paper. And the way that I get the parchment paper to fit the bottom of this pan is I just lay a piece of parchment paper down, I put the springform pan over it, I take a marker or pen, and I just outline the circumference of the springform pan, cut out that circle, and just place it in the bottom, and it works every single time. So next, I'm just gonna pour all of my ingredients into the pan, and make sure your oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, because this is going to bake in the oven for probably around 45, maybe 50 minutes. You'll know when it's done when you insert a skewer into the center and it comes out clean. You will notice when this bakes in the oven, it's probably going to look a little wonky when it first comes out of the oven. It might kind of rise quite a bit and then kind of fall as it cools down, and that is completely normal. That is to be expected, so don't be put off by that. This isn't the same as like, you know, a regular 2-layer cake. So if that happens, that's perfectly normal. It's gonna be rustic, it's gonna be beautiful, just trust me, it's gonna be amazing. So okay, so once this cake finishes baking, I'm gonna give you a close-up of just how absolutely amazing this cake turns out. Okay, so here we are 45 minutes later, and this is the gorgeousness that you get. So I topped mine with a little bit of cocoa powder. You could also top it with some powdered sugar, whichever you prefer. And this cake would not be a flourless chocolate cake, in my opinion, without some vanilla or chocolate ice cream. To me, that's like non-negotiable. This cake, like a little bit warm with some melty ice cream, is just absolute perfection. You could also top it with some whipped cream. I know traditionally, obviously, cakes have frosting or buttercream, but a cake like this is honestly, once you make this at home, you'll understand, so decadent and so rich. And like I said, it's really more of like a brownie meets a cake, meets almost like a chocolate souffle, that it really doesn't need a frosting. However, if you want me to provide a recipe for you for this kind of cake with a frosting, I can absolutely come up with something delicious for you. So let me know in the comment section if that's something you're interested in. But again, this cake, some vanilla ice cream or some whipped cream, and I am a happy girl, and I am confident that you will be as well also. So as always, for the full recipe and instructions, head to my blog, minimix.com. I'll put the link for that in the description box below. Click on the link, the recipe will come right up, and make this flourless chocolate cake. I promise you're gonna love it, and let me know what you think, because I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.